Today, I'll be breaking down our new song, Lowkey. Alright, starting with just the instrumental, it's not really that complex. It's only a couple select instruments and basic drums, to be honest. In the percussion side of things, this is what we have going on. Which, it's very basic considering other songs that have like more percussive instruments in them. This one is just kept simple with hi-hat, snare, kick, and a couple swells, only 2 of them to be specific. A really cool trick of mine is that I add white noise to my drums, and this is it without the white noise. This is it with the white noise. You can hear a little bit of a difference. Now, as for the keyboards, the bass, and the synths, this is what we have going on. Now, as you can see, these files do say arcade because I did use arcade for this song specifically. If you guys haven't, go check out Arcade by Output. It's a great plugin. I 100% recommend it. Now, starting with the bass, pretty simple. All I have on here is just a regular Ibanez Geo bass. For the plugins, I'm using Archetype Corey Wong. I have the wide bass, and I have a little bit more EQ on it. Weird EQ, to be honest. Then I also have a UAD LA2A tube compressor. Just that way I can hear it a little bit more, because our bass is not the greatest bass, but it works. Now, as for the synths, we have a couple layers going on. Here's the first one. Pretty cool, a little airy, a bunch of reverb on it. Really just adds a little bit more. Now, this next one is kind of a, it's like an EP just going up the chords basically with a bunch of reverb. That's all it does, the entire song. This next one is going to be a little bit of a harder synth, but kept low in the mix. It's a little bit on the more quieter side. That one has a little bit more harshness to it, so that's why we decided to keep it lower in the mix. Next one will be just a normal upright grand piano, a little bit aged as well. Real pretty chords in my opinion. Next one will be another upright grand, but a little bit more old. It's also not doing that much. Keep it simple, it's real nice and mellow. And this one is a whirly EP, so it kind of pans left and right. As you can see, I do use Ableton 11 Intro to create the beats, program the drums, and just get the basis of the song down. Without the vocals in place, I'm already using 14 tracks, so it doesn't give me a whole lot of options for vocals, especially when we're doing backgrounds and harmonies. Here in Reaper is where I name everything, I color everything, and I just add some finishing touches, and this is where we do the vocal recording. Gotta keep it on the low-key, baby. I don't need everybody knowing, baby. Oh, you can't tell nobody nothing. No, you can't tell nobody nothing. Now, as for the vocals, we don't have a bunch of things going on. We only have a couple harmonies just to emphasize the words. And it's not crazy harmonies either. It's relatively simple. On the low-key, baby. I don't need everybody knowing, baby. Oh, you can't tell nobody nothing. No, you can't tell nobody nothing. Now for my vocal chain, before this goes off to mixing or mastering, this is the vocal chain I use whenever we send it out to our management. For my vocal chain, I have an LA2A, another LA2A, so that way I can get the low gain stuff and kind of bump it up so it's the same level. Next, I use EQ, and this one kind of like shaves down a bunch of the big stuff. So this is where I'll cut everything before 50 hertz. The next one, I use a de-esser, and the next EQ is just for some fine touches. And of course, you got mellow-down. As for the harmonies, it is the same thing. Now in Reaper, I do add a couple more stuff just to kind of finishing touches, you know? And this is something I added last minute. Just a random bell, right? It's panda to the right ear. Honestly, it's turned down quite a bit, so you can't really hear it. It's turned down by -10. This is what it sounds like in the mix. Gotta keep it on the low-key, baby. I don't need everybody knowing, baby. Oh, you can tell nobody not. Pretty weird, huh? I mean, it adds to the atmosphere, but some people can't even hear it. The next one is an old upright octave, and this is what it sounds like. And I took that same part and reversed it. Same thing towards the ending, except I did pitch it up a little bit. And this is the pitched up ones, and this is the same octave. And you can hear the reverse octave piano a little bit better towards the end. Now again, this is just a rough draft that I make so we can send it out to management and see what they think of the song before it gets published. And just like that, this is Lowkey.